will put up this interval time to 2 minutes. So what is 2 minutes? How is 2 minutes calculated in milliseconds? 1000 into 60. That makes up 1 minute. Into 2. That makes up 2 minutes. Now this is the time for writing the actual method. You should call manager dot set inexact repeating alarm. Now this alarm is an inexact repeating. So few seconds it may delay, few seconds it may come up fast. Okay. First of all, we need to define the alarm clock. So alarm manager dot elapsed real time. I don't want to wake up my device. Now you pass the first trigger time, and then the interval time, and then the pending intent object, the operation, the exact operation that you want to perform. You're done. So in the elapsed real time, it will be, as soon as the alarm is on, we will be throwing a notification in the very first minute. How? Because we have pending intent object here. Right? So in the similar way, it is also easy to turn off an alarm. How? Just have to call manager dot cancel and pass the pending intent object. Pending intent object is fine. You're done. Let's now connect our device. My device is turned off actually. I'm sorry. Okay, let's wait for it to get charged. I don't have yet since I have another device to connect and show it to you. Right? Hmm. Hmm. Okay, right. I'm running this application on my device. So if I click on alarm on, I get alarm is on message. And in 1 minute, I should be getting a notification. We shall see it. So it is 7:32 now. By 7:33, we should get a notification. 7:33. After a few seconds, we should be able to see an alarm notification. See, I got an alarm. I got a notification. It's time to drink a glass of water. Staying hydrated is good for health. Nice. Just want to cancel it, and I will see if I will get the other alarm. in 2 minutes, which is at 7:35. You just have to wait for 2 more minutes to see if I'm getting the output. 7:34 now. So by 7:35, I should get it. 7:34 now. 7:35. So we should get an alarm now. In few seconds, we'll get it. See, there is another alarm. It's time to drink a glass of water. It is just saying us, it is time to drink a glass of water. I'm canceling it. So for every 2 minutes, you'll keep on getting the notification. What if I remove, what if I turn off the alarm? If I turn off the alarm, now I will not get any notification at all. Now the time is 7:35. We'll wait till 7:37 and we will not get an alarm this time because I just turned off my alarm. Correct? So this project has a lot to do. You can keep track of the number of glasses drank by the user. You can add action buttons stating if the action is taken or not. If the user selects if the action is taken, you can increase the amount of water that he did drink. Okay? You can also track how many ml of water is being intake by the user. There are a lot of templates available. There are a lot of projects that are already developed on the same. They are all available on GitHub. Okay, you can also try those applications. Um, Try to develop an application as such, and you can still host it on Google Play Store, adding your touch to the application. That's how it works, guys. Okay, yeah. See, it is 7:37 and I did not get a notification because we just turned off the alarm. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. All right. So if you have other doubts related to this concept, please let me know in the chat. Otherwise, we will jump in onto the next concept, which is job scheduler. Job scheduler is also similar to that of the alarm manager. However, it's too simple to learn. All right. Thank you, Akansha, for responding. Okay. So today we will be looking into the theoretical part of job scheduler, and tomorrow we'll have a practical understanding about the job scheduler. So what is a job scheduler? How is it efficient than an alarm manager? That is our topic now. So when there is an alarm manager in place, why do we need to use job scheduler? There is an alarm manager in place. Why do you want to have a job scheduler in place? The reason is very simple. Job scheduler is much intelligent than alarm manager. You may ask me why. Because your alarm manager works based on time. Ashima, you're right. Your alarm manager works based on time. However, your job scheduler works based on the conditions. So what's big deal? Let us say you need, let us say you need uh, good internet connectivity or internet, at least internet connectivity for performing a task. To perform a task, you just need internet connectivity. If you blindly write code in alarm manager, so that the task is scheduled at the set time, what if there is no internet connectivity? At that time, what if there is no internet connectivity? No point, right? In running the task that needs internet connectivity at the time where you do not have internet connectivity. It does not make sense, correct? That is why job scheduler is in place. It works based on time, sorry, it works based on conditions, not based on time. For performing a task, let us suppose you need a stable internet connectivity. You need the device to be in charging condition because the task is a bit longer. Let us suppose you can set these two conditions on the scheduler and let it work for you. So whenever there is a stable connection and when your device is in charging mode, your job scheduler will schedule this task of getting some data from internet or throwing some data to the internet, which is a long running task. It can do that when the conditions are met. This is the very reason you can have your resources in the Android operating system managed much efficiently. Also, you need not to worry about if the task will fail or if the task will be completed. You need not to worry about it because job scheduler will take every little care about the conditions, right? That is why. So, used for intelligent scheduling of background tasks based on conditions, not on time schedule. As said earlier, it is much more efficient than alarm manager. It can batch tasks together to minimize battery drain, and it works on API 21 and above. So it works based on 21 and above. For lower end versions, we do not have job scheduler. For lower end versions, there is this Firebase job dispatcher that is released by Google as part of support library, but nobody uses API 21 and below devices, right? Very less number of users. So from API 21 and above, we have job scheduler working for us. There are basically three important components, guys, when it comes to job scheduler. One is job service, where the tasks are initiated. Second is job info, where there is a builder pattern to set the conditions for the task. So in the previous slide we discussed, right? You want to perform a task when there is internet connection. You can write set requires network state. That is one condition that you will write on job info. Similarly, we also discussed that we need the device to be in charging state. Okay. You have another method called set requires charging to true on job info. This way, you whatever the conditions you have, all those conditions you can write it into job info. Okay. Once all of this is done, your job scheduler will simply schedule a task by taking in the job info object. So whenever the conditions are met, your job scheduler will schedule the task so that the tasks defined inside job service will get executed. So details about job service. When you take a class and override it to, or when you take a class and extend it to job service, you are typically supposed to implement two methods, guys. One is on start job and the other is on stop job. Remember, these two methods they run on the main thread. Okay. So what is on start job? It implements work to be done. Whatever the task that you want to implement in the service class, in the job service class, under the on start job method, you're supposed to define it. And as said earlier, as this on start job works on main thread, you're not supposed to run a long running operation on this on start job. Now you may ask me, we want to do networking, which is a long running task. Can't we do it on start job? No, you cannot do it on start job. Instead, instead of writing the code in on start job, what you can do is you can write a code, you can write the similar code in another worker thread. Okay, in another worker thread, you can write this code. So you have to call that worker thread from this on start job method. Okay, that's how you can do it. On start job returns a boolean value, but remember, this is tricky to understand. It returns false when the task is finished. Wow, what? It returns false when the task is finished, but returns true when the task is being offloaded. Meaning, when you are calling a worker thread from within the on start job method that runs on the main thread, you will return true. You will return false when the task is completed. So that's the difference, guys. Just this is just one tricky part of it. Similar is the case with on stop job. Let us say you schedule the task. Your task is running. Suddenly, one of the parameters failed, or one of the conditions failed. The device is unplugged from charging. So your job has to be aborted now. Correct? Your job has to be aborted, isn't it? In those situations, we'll call on stop job. So here we write the logic to cancel the job if there is a need. So this is how a job service code looks like. And this is how you should register this service under the manifest file. And finally, we will understand how job info can be set. It is used to set the conditions for execution. We have a builder pattern and for which you will be passing two arguments. Not three, guys, it is only two arguments. One is the job ID, which is an integer identifier that we have been using for a lot of components. And then you have to write the new component name that is set to the job service class. Now, these are the conditions we have. These are the conditions that we can set on top of a job info.builder object. Set required network type, set backup criteria, set minimum latency, set override deadline, set periodic, set persisted, set requires charging, set requires device idle. We have multiple methods as such. And these all methods are explained here in the next set of slides. Okay, these are all explained here in the next set of slides. Finally, after setting the conditions, you will schedule the task by simply calling schedule method and passing in the job info dot builder object. Right? That's how it is. Let me attach this presentation over here in the notes. Please refer to this presentation here. Here open, sorry, job scheduler Android. This is what I want to search for, and this is the place you will have this. So I will recommend you to go through this official documentation as well. Okay, don't fail to do that. This is an API for scheduling various types of jobs against the framework that will be executed in your application's own process. This is sufficient description for the notes. Posting it. Nice. So that brings us to the end of the session, guys. Please let me know if you have any questions or anything. Okay, we're discussing services. We started discussing services right from notifications itself. Okay, we will talk about the services that we have by default on Android, background, foreground, and bound services a bit later. Right, this week we will cover services as well. Thank you so much, guys, for your patience, understanding, and cooperation. Have a fantastic day ahead. Happy Monday once again. Take care. Bye bye.